Stop.
Whenever you're ready. No, that was finish actually. So, yeah. Okay. Whenever you're ready, you can start.
Good afternoon, everyone. First, I want to ask you, do you still remember what we had learned in my course? What is it? What's the function of the DBMS? Remember, we have three
Searching in a
components.
database and find the information that you want,
So-
like a librarian.
We have three components: the user component, and DBMS, librarian, and library books. So it's a right. So these are all the components in when you want to access the data in the database. You have to communicate with DBMS, and the DBMS will get the data and then give the users the data he wants. In this course, today we're going to tell some details about how the DBMS can efficiently get the exact data that you want. So the background information is that there are lots of data we need to that is stored in the database. So how can we find them very quickly? So we still have many books. Assume we have many books. They have different starting letters from A, B, C, D, and go to O. This is letter O. So in the database, there are some places that we can put data inside. The place can be like some buckets or just some containers. I have all of these buckets, and they have their numbers from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Database, the DBMS can do the following things. It can find any number, find the content of any number of bucket. So if you want to find the information stored in 10, you just tell him, I want to find the information stored in 10, and the DBMS will give you what you store in 10. But the problem is that when you load data into all of these buckets, they are randomly picked to hold the data. They are not in sequence. So when you have these books and you want to put all of these books into each bucket, they just like you put A here, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. You cannot choose the sequence, and you cannot choose which bucket you can use.
What's the point of this randomness? Why you save data in a random way? Why you don't put them in a sequence?
The problem is that these available buckets are not in sequence in the disk, in the database.
So why from the first day you didn't put them in a sequence?
That's a good question. So, because sometimes you will delete some data.
Pardon? You,
First, or even though you the first time you put them in sequence, then you delete some data,
oh,
and when you add it again, they
yes.
will always keep, so it's highly possible that they are not in sequence.
Yes.
So you have to keep in mind that in the database, all of this information are stored they are not in sequence. So we have 15 books randomly stored in 15 buckets. So how can the DBMS efficiently get information? Like, I will give you an example. For example, I tell the DBMS that I want to find the book that is whose first letter is D. So what can DBMS do? Can anyone tell me?
One way is search inside of all the buckets
So
very fast and find the letter in one of them. But
Nagi said that since we cannot know the sequence and we cannot know the real content of each bucket, I don't know where is it. So the only thing a DBMS can do is to start from the first one and search one by one until I find the D. So maybe I need to find until the 9th. I need to find nine times to find the real data. So anybody else can come up with some new ideas.
Maybe the DBS can record the position of each.
Sorry, can record what?
The position
Yep, position.
of the letters, the
Yep.
initial letters.
That's a good idea. So A, B, C, D, 5. So you store A3,
Yeah, I will store AC3.
A3 and B what?
Is the 11.
11. So you have a table like this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Correct. So if you want to find where's D, how can we use this table to help us to find the D?
First, we will locate the D. And then
So how many times do you need to locate D? 4. So it's same thing, right? Each time you want to locate something, you have to search from A to O. Am I right? You have to start from the first one until the last one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? You have to check one by one until you find D. So it's the same thing that you check from this one.
There is a faster table like
You mean in the short-term memory, fast memory?
I mean, if this data is just accessed very frequent, I can have a short table, not like that table.
Okay.
Just a very small table, just to store some very hot data.
Okay, that's a different story. That's focus on different aspect of data access. So in database, we need to take into consideration all the cases. We do not have cache. We don't have those approaches such as cache and such as faster different hierarchy of memory. So we just have one. Yeah, we just have disk. So all of these things are stored in disk. Maybe you can. So anybody else?
Actually, I think maybe if I have one more extra bits, means that for every bucket there are 2 bits to express, and 8 of them have extra bits like 1, and the other 8 have 0, and means that I just separate the 16 buckets into 2 groups. In this way, I just first check, so these should be within maybe one group, and I just check half of them.
Yep.
And I can do them in parallel.
Because of some reason that is not used very frequently in the database system. It is used, but it's not the most frequently used approach. The approach is like this: to use a tree-like structure. It uses the tree-like structure to hold information like to hold information of this table. This table is useful, and we always put the
middle one
yeah.
to the top.
So which one is the middle one?
H.
H.
Excuse me, how you can prove that this way is better than search one by one?
Yes, that's what I need to explain next. So when I want to find the D, just the same thing, D. Use this approach, I need to search 4 times, right?
Right.
In this case, it's 9 times. In this case, 2 times.
Yes, but what about another data? For instance.
You mean A? In this case, A is very fast, right?
Yeah.
In this case, A is
4
Yeah.
times. 4 times.
so the average time of this is half of the table, right? 7 times or 7.5 times, the average. In this highest, the biggest number is 4. So this approach must be faster than this approach. So in this, you just store H is in bucket
12.
12. You just put the bucket number in each node. Then you can use this tree because this tree is in sequence, right? The left branch of this H store all the nodes that is before H.
We should
Any
probably
problem?
finish. Thank you, Sun. Alrighty, our last presenter is
Okay, so
what?
Yuhan's presentation, how many minutes?
No, 12.
Why
Oh.
alarm just
Because I wasn't sure how much longer, so I gave him an extra 2 minutes. Wow. That wasn't 20 minutes, don't worry. Alrighty.